Hi, my name is Stephanie and welcome to my channel, House of Paper Doll. Hi there and welcome to my first YouTube video. Firstly, I'm starting with skincare and I'm going to be reaching for the Darphin Hydra Skin Light Gel Cream. This is a really moisturizing, light textured cream, but it quickly absorbs into the skin, so it's perfect for every day and perfect for bridal too. I love this, it smells so good. Next up is the MAC Eye Cream, and this is a sample size that I got, but as I have those nasty little wrinkles under the eye area, it stops with any caking or creasing with the foundation. Next, I'm reaching for my beloved Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. It's an original, it's a classic, and I love it. This is going to help my makeup stay on all day. I'm using the palms of my hands to warm the skin up, and this helps with the makeup application later. For foundation, today I'm reaching for the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. So I'm using 2 pumps at the foundation. I love a beauty blender and that's how I love to apply my foundation. So I'm just going to dab this all over my skin. Any combination to dry skin, this is really going to suit your skin type. It's a great light foundation, but there is a little bit of coverage there. Because the foundation is such a light foundation, for every day this would normally be enough, but as this is bridal and I just want that little bit more coverage on my face, I'm going to apply another pump of the foundation and then apply that to the rest of my face. Particularly with bridal, if you're wearing earrings or you're having your hair tied back, then don't forget your ears and the neck area as well, depending on what your dress style is. So I am all about brightening underneath that eye area. It makes you look a lot more awake. And I prefer to use something with more of a pink tone because I am cool tone skin. Eye area where you think you need it. And again, with the beauty blender, just blend that in. Next up, we got MAC Prolong Wear Concealer. So I'm actually suffering with quite a lot of hormonal acne at the moment. You can probably see this across my forehead in particular. I love this concealer. It's a really long wearing concealer, hence the name, but also it's thick, but it's not cakey. I find that if you apply this correctly, it does last all day without caking. So I'm using a Sigma E30, which is a pencil brush. You can also use something a lot thinner. You could use like an eyeliner pencil if you're really wanting to pinpoint a particular pimple. For setting, I prefer to go with a transparent or translucent powder. It doesn't really get enough love, I don't think. I love this stuff. It's great for absorbing moisture, it's great for combating shine, it's still very, very light on the skin, you kind of feel like it's barely there, but at the same time it's really long lasting and just gives a really nice subtle finish without adding anything onto the skin. I don't want anything where it's going to be cakey or any of that. For applying face powder, I actually reach for the Sigma E40, which is a taper blending brush, which is actually for eyeshadow. This is a great way of kind of blending that powder in so it's not going to cake and it's not going to settle into the fine lines, because you're just buffing that powder into the skin very, very gently, and you can pat it in the areas that you need to. So if you've used concealer, you can just pat this very, very gently, like almost just touching the skin. This is my favorite way to apply powder. So this is a little palette I put together with MAC products. I've got a couple of blushes there and a few eyeshadows, and you can kind of customize these. So I use 2 MAC eyeshadows. I'm using the MAC Omega eyeshadow, which is a really popular one I know for blondes. And I'm going to mix this with MAC Copper Plate. It's a lot softer. I'm not someone that likes a heavy brow on me. On a lot of people it looks amazing. I just can't carry it off. And when I walk into a room, I don't want to walk in the first thing people see are my eyebrows. So I'm a little bit more into the softer brow. I know that's not quite on trend at the moment, but this look is all about a soft romantic look. So I want the brows to reflect that. So I'm looking for soft brows. I'm not looking for anything too defined, anything perfect. I just want it lightly defined, a little bit of color on there, but just keeping it very, very natural. It's all about a natural, soft brow to go with the soft romantic look that we're trying to create. I'm going to be applying the Too Faced eye primer just onto my eyelids. This is a great primer. I love this one, and I love the Urban Decay one too. I kind of switch between the two. This is going to prevent any creasing and also to help my eyeshadow stay on longer. I'm going to give the primer just a few minutes to soak into the eyelid, and I'm going to reach for the Kat Von D Shade and Light and do a little bit of contouring. Nothing heavy because this is a soft look, but I'm going to be using the shade Sombra, which is the lightest contour shade. I love this palette. I think it's really good. It's great for so many different skin tones. If you blend and blend down, that way it will give you a bit more of a defined cheekbone and also make your face look a little bit thinner. I'm also going to apply a little bit of blusher as a contour as well. I'm going to be using MAC Gingerly. I use this just on top of the contour color. So I'm using this on top of the Kat Von D Somber shade. So I'm using this just to warm up the contour shade and have it as sort of a link between the contour and what my blush is going to be. So instead of having sort of contour, blush, highlight, I like to have sort of contour and then a kind of deeper blush and then a lighter blush and then a highlight, and blend that all together. And that way then you don't get any harsh lines, and it just makes the contour at the bottom that little bit warmer, because I'm not applying bronzer today. I just want my contour to be a tiny bit warmer than what it normally would be. And now for the eyes. So I'm taking my beloved MAC 217. I absolutely love this eyeshadow brush. If there's one brush from MAC that I would always recommend, it's the MAC 217. I know a lot of people go on about it, but it's an amazing brush. First shade I'm going to be using is Limit, which is a really soft pink, and I'm going to buff this all over the eyelid. It's just a very pretty pastel-y pink. Next, we're going for Nuna. Quite a name. So with Nuna, we're gonna apply this into the crease area a little bit. So it's just above the crease area, just as a transition color. And this is a little bit deeper pink. And I'm going to be applying Dark Side. Next, I'm taking one of my other favorite eyeshadow brushes, and this is the Sigma E70. I love this because it's angled. It's a shading brush, but it's really thin, so it's great for applying an intense shade on the eye or getting right into the crease. But then at the same time, you can turn the brush vertically and use it as a blending brush. So buff that into the skin, a little bit into the inner corner, just add a little bit of definition. Also, depending on your eye shape, I've got really deep set eyes, so I like to actually go quite deep into the crease with mine. I'm going to use a combination of Dust and Burnout. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shimmer to the eye. Just going to pat that gently over the eyelid. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just a case of popping a bit of that color on, and then you can just blend it in. If you do get any fallout underneath the eye area, I really love the Real Technique Deluxe Crease Brush. It's a great brush for just dusting off any excess underneath the eye area. So next I'm just going to apply a little bit of highlight with the color Strange just underneath the brow. Now we're reaching for the eyeliner. I like to start with using an eyeshadow, especially when it's just a soft look. So I'm using Dark Side, which was the color that we used in the crease, and I always think that this helps to tie the eye look together. So I'm using Dark Side and a Sigma E65, which is the small angle brush, and I'm just going to apply this really lightly as an eyeliner. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a case of lining the eyes with the eyeshadow, because you are going to go over it with a gel liner. So this is a good way if you are also not too confident with applying eyeliner. I'm going to go over this eyeshadow with the Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner. I use the color Black Ink. I've been using this for years. This is a great gel eyeliner. It lasts all day. And then to apply as close as you can again to the lashes. And what I like to do is wiggle in between the lashes. So you're kind of like wiggling as you go across your lashes. And this really helps mascara look that little bit fuller. And for bridal, I would always recommend a waterproof mascara. But if, like me, for some reason, I seem to have a reaction to waterproof mascaras, I do find that regular mascara, you tend to get more of a defined lash. So I like to actually apply a regular or an original formula mascara or a non-waterproof mascara first to get that distinctive eyelash look that I'm wanting. I'm not going to be using false lashes for this. You can always skip this and put false lashes on and then apply some mascara just to bind the two together. I'm going to try and create a little bit of a false lash look or a natural false lash look by using these two mascaras. So I'm actually going to combine the Better Than Sex Mascara original formula, and then at the end I'm going to apply the waterproof mascara over the top just to kind of seal the original formula. Benefit Dandelion. This is an oldie. I used this right through my 20s, but I found myself reaching for it when I wanted a soft baby pink blush. Another alternate would be MAC Well Dressed, and I think Bobbi Brown does like a pastel pink color, which is very similar as well. So any kind of cool toned pink is going to work really well with this bridal look. I like to apply this with the MAC 188, which is a small duo fiber face brush. I know a lot of makeup artists actually use this brush to apply foundation, but I actually like to use this brush to apply powder. My favorite beauty purchase from 2016 is this Hourglass palette. It's a really long title, it's the Ambient Lighting Edit Surreal Light Palette. So today I'm going to be using the pinky blush just because we're going with a pinky theme. And this is very, very light. As with Hourglass, their products are very, very subtle. And this just creates a really gorgeous glow. For highlight, I'm just going to go with something very, very subtle, and this is the strobe powder. It's called the Surreal Strobe Light Strobe Powder. In daylight, this is just so beautiful. It's so natural. And to finish, I'm going to go with this finishing powder. So this is the Surreal Light Finishing Powder, again in the Hourglass palette. And I'm going to lightly dust this all over the face. And this finishing powder just creates this beautiful effect on the skin, especially when it comes to photos. It kind of diffuses kind of the fine lines and just creates this beautiful kind of glow from within on the skin. For lips, I'm going with the NARS Satin Lip Pencil. I have no idea how to pronounce the name of this, so I'm not even going to attempt it. The satin lip pencils from NARS are so moisturizing. It feels like butter applying to your lips. Such a beautiful texture and such a beautiful finish. I am going to be applying lipstick over the top of this, but when the lipstick starts to wear off, then you still got color on the lip underneath. Lastly, it's going to be Angel from MAC, and this is, for me, this is like my neutral pink shade. And there you have it, ta-da! The soft romantic bridal look. And I did it. I can't believe I did my first YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button below, and hopefully I'll see you again on my next video. Bye bye.